4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's probably gonna be on forever. Um, or at least until I get a way to deal with this figured out. I slept a long time. And I tried to wake up around 6. I got somebody to eat around 8 or 9, but I was right back in bed. Finally got up a little after noon. I spent about 2 hours cleaning this thing. And I'm trying to figure out how to get this out there. And I've more or less given up. Again, the premise that there's a fire code violation here is ridiculous, but I don't. If we're going to go to the tenant board, let's go on the question of ways to deal with secondhand smoke rather than the question of whether I'm being evicted. Because, like I say, even if I'm right, and I know I'm right, you can get the worst fucking judge in the world, right? So how do I get around this then? And I mean, like, it's not like I really want to put a fan at the base of the stairs either, right? It's not like a. I don't remember a time in grade school when I said I really want to put a fan at the base of the stairs to blow away the secondhand smoke. It's not like I grew up desiring that or anything, right? So I did get a response back on the wall fan, and it was like no. So I mean, that's like again. So what they've told me is that they will do nothing to mitigate the problem, and that's what we're gonna bring to the board. Is but like I said, I want to deal with it on that basis, right? That's the way that that's. I don't want to go to the board questioning an eviction. Like I said, even though I know I'm right, I want to go to the board talking about secondhand smoke, and they've done everything wrong. I have a plethora of evidence suggesting that they refuse to deal with the problem, which is what I want to hear if I want to build a wall. It'll be a beautiful wall. I was thinking, if, like I say, it's just like I don't want to push that button right now because I don't want to give them an excuse to do that, right? If instead, what I could do is try to put it, like mount it here somehow, right? So if we could kind of put a platform on top of this thing, I guess that's some kind of a flashlight or a floodlight. It's not plugged in. We've got that one plugged in instead. But if I could put some kind of a platform up there and push it out through there. So I cleaned the fan out and then I kind of explored it. And there's not enough surface area here. Right? I was thinking maybe I could just kind of pop it on top, but it's not going to be stable. So if I could instead build some kind of like maybe like a platform up, but the way that this isn't, that's not stable enough. So I think that the best thing I can do right now, unfortunately, what is that there? Yeah, I don't even want to touch that. It's flimsy. It's like something on top of that. What is that? A little piece of drywall or something. If you can tell me what that is, I can't see it. Yes, I mean, I think that all I can do at this point is wait and hope that I get a quick response. Again, they've been blatantly clear that they're not planning on doing anything. They've installed some like chemical air things, like that. Like it's they don't do anything, right? It's like the least amount of, although actually I should, put a little bag of something there. You know what's in that bag? Cool. That is cool. Obviously, that's not going to have any effect at all, right? You have multiple smokers. You know, a little bag of coal is like if we were gonna do this and like I said, I had put we saw it. I had put a substantial amount of coal on the wall there. That was kind of like meant to be a trial. And if we were gonna do this, my proposal would have been like, let's put, you know, filters all across the walls here, right? It doesn't take a lot of thought to realize that that little bag of coal is not going to do anything, right? Like obviously. So it's like it's not even a I don't even think we can call that a reasonable effort, right? That's just that's checking a box on a form, right? That's bullshit. So. Yeah, I mean it's that's what I was thinking of, right? And I suppose I even took a look at some wood. I'm gonna go actually turn this light off here. I sort of have this light off most of the time, so it doesn't turn on. Like I say, is it better? Well, it's not really. It's not. It's not. Like, as I've pointed out a few times, what really made it bad was the weather, right? It was a shift in. It was that day when the temperature dropped 30 degrees, right, and everything just sucked down. It was like, oh. But I mean, like even if it smells a little bit more like strawberries and a little bit less like cigarettes, like it's not addressing the issue, which is that secondhand smoke kills people. Right? I didn't quit smoking so that I could smoke other people's cigarettes. Right? I quit smoking because I wanted to be more healthy. Right? So. I even tried to take a look at some pieces of wood. If I had exactly the right cuts, I might try it. But like I say, it's just the way that it's set up. I would need some real. It would have to be like a steel platform, and I just don't have the materials to do that or tools to build something like that right now. So. It's gonna have to, like I'm not dying when like it's not, like I say, it's gonna come and go. It's not the worst it's ever been, right? It could be a lot worse than it is right now. I don't want to suggest that like I'm dying out there. It's more just like when it does get bad again, the things that they did are not going to fix anything, right? It's not gonna have any effect when it gets bad again. It's just gonna be. Like I'm almost willing to say that that's a waste of money on their behalf, and it's really a waste of. Like if they had told me that was the end result, I would have said don't bother. But I mean, like I said, what I had agreed to was okay. In exchange for, I told them that okay, I'll take the vinegar out if you put the air fresheners up. But I mean, it was never. I at no point said okay. Therefore, the issue was resolved. It's like there's two problems here. One is, I mean, the smell is a problem. I'm not going to pretend that it isn't, but it's not the actual problem. The actual problem is the health issues related to the actual smoke itself, and making the smoke smell better doesn't eliminate it, right? So, again, it's just not a. I mean, I had agreed, like I said, to remove the vinegar if they put the smell, and I did. But again, it's not. it really is kind of a waste of time on their behalf to bother with that. Especially with like a little container of coal like that. It's not even close, right? It's so all I can do is wait. If it does get really bad again, I don't know. Got to be some other like. These are for the table. You know, I almost gotta wonder like. They're a little bit too wide though. Like the fan has. You know, like I could screw the fan in to something if I could find a platform that I thought was sturdy enough. So, you know another. Actually, I just kind of just thought of that. Let's take another look at this. I probably should have immediately noticed this, but. If I put a piece of something behind there, and then another piece out, so it's like 3 trims, and then I just put the wood on across like that. If it's strong enough, it's just to support it, and then I can just pop it right on there. The effectiveness of that is going to be depending on how thick I can get the wood. I mean, it's not like the fan weighs a lot. It's just it's got to be steady. See what I was thinking before. Sorry. It had to do with just coming up and over, right? And then there's nothing. But if I can get it so that it's coming underneath, right? Then I could get. Let me get off. That was the right pieces. Okay. Might have an answer for this tonight after all. Let's find out. Yeah, no, this would be a high school physics problem to figure out using some simple vector mathematics, but we don't need to even get that technical because we can just do this and see clearly that that's not going to hold shit. So, I'm kind of, well, let me turn the light off here again. I'm kind of out of options here. Like I say, it's not. I'm frustrated that I'm folding on this, but it's temporary, and it's just because like. If you want to have a game, I've got to dominate it, so it's like it would be foolish of me to open a second front. That's the error that every emperor in the history of the world has seemed to make, right? No, let's. Why do they all think you can win a war on two fronts? It's like, through history, the same mistake over and over again. You open up a new front and you lose. So, I've pushed as far as I can on that, and I don't want to open another front. Let's not piss off the Russians, okay? Let's not fucking do that. Let's not make the error that despot after despot after despot has made. Let's try to learn from history. I know it's amazing, right? Let's be the first motherfucker that learns from history. Let's actually do that, okay? But I mean, I get it too. On the other hand, right? It's like, I want total fucking war. Maybe if I had, but I think maybe the reason this is working is because I'm not a dictator, right? I'm not a despot. I'm a general. So, and I mean, if all of these dictators had fucking listened to the experts, had listened to their generals, then maybe they wouldn't have opened all these wars on all of these extra fronts, right? Maybe they would have been smart enough not to. And maybe that's, if you really look at it carefully, the difference in situation after situation, right? The authoritarians are constantly squandering strategic advantages that were often developed by their generals in favor of these authoritarian, overly dominant strategies. And the generals are saying, no, no, no. But they do it anyways, and so yeah, I mean, it's maybe the answer is as obvious, the most obvious one. I've actually, I've actually argued against Occam's razor very strenuously. I keep bringing it up, but I mean, it's not like a logical position, right? Like technically speaking, Occam's razor is false, right? The simplest solution is always the correct one. That might not actually be what Occam said. I don't know. I haven't read the text. I probably couldn't. It's probably in Old English, right? It's gonna look like a bunch of German gibberish. But as a rule of thumb, right? Just say something like, the simplest answer is sometimes the right one. I mean, that's a tautology. That's always, that is a true statement. Sometimes, the most complicated answer is sometimes the right one, right? The simplest answer is more likely to be the correct one. I don't know how you can quantify that. Are you going to do a survey of all situations in the history of the universe? Good luck with that. But it seems to, despite being wrong, it seems to work out more often than not, right? So maybe I'm not falling for the trap that every dictator has ever fallen for, because I'm not one, right? Maybe I'm doing what the mathematicians always said, because I am one. I get it, though. I want to start another war. I'm gonna shoot in every direction. Burn the whole fucking place down. If I could do it, I would. It's not that it's. I would need to screw it in. Okay. What am I gonna do next? I think I should finally finish cleaning in this place. I've been trying to do that for the last couple of days. All that standing out there is giving me a stomachache. Great, huh? And then I need to take a shower. So yeah. I just want to kind of sort of extrapolate on the point a little bit here. And understanding why it's so important to have the fan out there. And it's important to keep the smoke away from the door. You might have noticed that I have this down here. This is actually not here to keep the smoke out. What this is here to do is to keep the heat in. But we can see, well, if you put your hand here, you can feel like a draft, right? So that's why I have that there. It's designed to keep the heat in. That's meant to cut the draft off, right? But that itself indicates the issue, right? Because this is up, and just the whole thermodynamics of the thing, there's not as much of a draft here, but there certainly is one. Like, and if I can feel the air coming through, then the smoke's coming in, right? If I put a fan there and it blows the smoke away, then it's much less of a problem. This is also, I mean, far from tight, so I mean it's a really old door, right? I suppose we could replace the door, but it seems kind of silly to replace the door when we could just put a fan out there, right? I guess in the long run, if you want to spend, $1,000 replacing the door, and you want to spend, $10 a month on the fan, I guess in 100 months, then you'll have your $1,000. But it's going to take a while to get to 100 months, and they might be gone by then, right? So there's other kind of spaces around here that maybe aren't the best. I think if you stand on the other side of that wall, it doesn't really seem very holy. This goes to the upstairs, right? That connected to the doorbell. There's other like little holes here, and stuff, but I'm not really, to be honest with you, particularly concerned about any of that. What really is going to make a difference is the door. And this is the reality of it, right? It's just there's holes in the door. It's like I say, it's an old door. And if something is not there to push the smoke out, it's going to come in. Like I said, right now it's not as bad as it could be. It's been getting worse during the course of the day. It is Sunday. Sundays are always the worst days because they're home all day and they're smoking when they're home all day, right? So, but I mean at the same time, like it's gonna get bad again, right? It's just a matter of time. And whatever it is that I guess I can thank them for volunteering to, but I mean it's not the answer, right? I don't want to tell them what to do. And actually, I went up there today and I told them that like this isn't about me telling you what to do, And if the landlord wants to make it about me telling you what to do, then she's just bullshitting, because that's not what this is about. I don't want to tell you what to do. I want to have enough control over the situation that that I can clear my own space out of it, right? So I just wanted to kind of get that point across, right? You can put as many air fresheners up. You can do whatever you want out there. The bottom line is that this place it's mostly the doors, but it's just not sealed. And like the only solution is to find some way to separate it, either by putting the fan up, which is the cheap way, or by building a wall. The wall is better, of course, but it's more expensive. So we'll one or the other or both, but I mean it's to suggest that nothing be done is like, if nothing is done, then I'm living in their smoke, and there's nothing I can do about it, right? Okay, cleaning is done. It's a half day today. Not even early. I'm gonna see if I can finish my meal, take a shower. I'm surprised I'm not more hungry than I am. I guess my stomach must have shrunk. What am I gonna do for the rest of the night? I think that it's worth my time to try and see. I have the basic idea of my legal argument presented. I think I want to learn a little bit more about what actually, like, how a social justice tribunal actually operates. I'm kind of expecting it to be something sort of like Judge Judy, right? Like it's hopefully I get somebody who's a little bit more reasonable than Judge Judy. But like it's gonna be more like Judge Judy and less like Law and Order, right? Because I'm going to a tribunal. I don't expect her to bring a lawyer or to even go at all, right? But I am gonna want to have documents. Well, I mean, I'm sure that I already I presented the bulk of my argument in the written component of it, right? I wrote the essay. That's that. But I'm also gonna want to make sure that I'm keeping things up to date. I want to make sure I have all the emails in one place. I can probably do this a couple of days beforehand, but I kind of just want to get a good sense of it. So I'm going to try to do that. If I get past that, then I'm actually going to have to check up concerts for April. I think I might have missed something last night. I mean, I didn't. There was no way I could have gone anywhere last night. I needed to sleep. But I think I might have missed something that I might have wanted to go to had I not gone through this difficult week. Yeah, I may have even wanted to go to a jazz show tonight, but I didn't. I'm done cleaning at least, and I guess I'll spend a little bit more time doing that for tonight. So hopefully I don't miss anything else. But I mean, this weekend was blown. This week was blown. C'est la vie. I might have to blow next week too. But I'm expecting a positive outcome from this. Like I say, as I've said a bunch of times, her reaction is just, it's not just her reaction, it's her husband's reaction, her father's reaction, her sister's reaction. Everybody's reaction is just like I've literally asked them the legal questions, and they've literally stated the wrong answers. So, I couldn't ask for a better case, right? I mean, just the broad scenario of it. So this is worth my time. I was thinking about something else though as I was vacuuming. I'm going to change my batteries first. I've kind of hinted at this before, but it's worth coming back to. So this building was transferred ownership. I didn't understand the family relationship until a few days ago. but it was transferred from um, the brother of the upstairs tenant to his daughter. I do not know for sure, but I suspect that might be because the brother is going through some health difficulties. That's what I've been able to gather. I think I heard him mention once that he was 66. That might have even been a few years ago. So he's in his late 60s, approaching 70. Brothers tend not to be too far apart in age. And judging from the fact that he appears to have two daughters in their 30s, I'm going to guess that the upstairs tenant is also in his mid to late 60s, approaching 70. And he's not in good health at all. I don't think it's not an ambiguous statement. He's dangerously obese. So it seems to me that she's taken over the lease for as long as her father is alive for. I don't know what she plans to do with the property once he passes on. But how long is that going to be? 2 years? 3 years? 5 years? Maybe even 10 years? If my understanding of his age is correct, he'll be around 75, almost 80 in 10 years. I, on the other hand, will be in my mid-40s. And I'm in very good health, as we know. Stated as I cough. I'd like to remain in good health. I quit smoking young enough. They're not young either. The smokers. I'm going to guess they're a few years younger. In their 50s. Judging from the fact that they seem to have about a roughly 20-year-old son. I'm going to guess that they're early 50s is probably about right. But if you go way back, if you go back, I think it was in the summer. I'm going to presume that he had a heart attack. I don't know for sure. I don't know. But he was taken out of here on a stretcher. So we have the superintendent, who is very much literally an old man. And then we have the smokers upstairs, who are probably not to expect to hit the average lifespan in Canada. How long are they going to be there for? 2 years? 3 years? 5 years? Their son is also, if he hasn't moved out already, going to move out soon, meaning they might want to even downgrade to a smaller apartment. Save some money that way. So again, how long are they there for? 2 years? 3 years? 5 years? But more to the point for me with what's coming up is what are her plans with the building, you know? What's she gonna do when her father passes on? Is she gonna hang on to the building? Well, her sister will still live here. Will her sister be willing or able to live by herself? Or will it make more sense for her sister to move in with her? Will they be able to handle that? I don't know. I don't know what the dynamic is there. What I'm getting at is that however this ends up working out, she should expect that when the day comes that she's going to sell this place, that I'm still here. I will outlive her father. I will outlive her uncle. I will outlive the smokers. And I'll probably outlive her sister too. And the old guy upstairs. I will be here longer than anyone. We can pretend that that's not the case, but it probably would be more useful to realize that it is. Hopefully, we get a non-smoker upstairs. Hopefully we get a non-smoker in the spot where the old man is. I don't know. I mean, they could even tear this place down once he dies. I don't know. Right? I don't know. I don't think it's such a, at the end of the day, you've got a tenant in the basement that's willing to fight off the cockroaches. Has never missed a month of rent. Stable ODSP paycheck, non-smoker. And I think there's a lot of upsides having me down here. I think maybe people aren't being... people aren't behaving in a way to maximize their self-interest. Of course. Of course, we know that that's not how people think, right? People operate in rules of thumb. And can't see past their short-term interests. Anyways. I was kind of thinking maybe I need to, I can be a little bit overwhelming when it comes to email, so I need to kind of maybe back off a little bit. I have a habit of bombarding people with information, and it doesn't always work out the best way. So, no, it's like when I want, it's like every thought that comes to my mind is like get sent, right? And because I like to sit and read for hours, like I forget that people, want to sit around and watch the idiot box, right? If it was me, I would want to sit there and read 30 pages, and I would enjoy that, right? It's just if they were thinking in their self-interest, and of course I think I can explain to people what their self-interest is, right? Because I'm that much smarter than everybody else. Of course I am. That's the annoying part, is that I'm not being facetious. It's true, right? Like I say, I don't know how much longer that guy's going to be up there for, right? When I lived on Bronson in Ottawa, there was an old guy across the hall. Seemed like a nice guy. He needed some help later on in life. I saw him about 6 months after I moved out, and he was dead in less than a year. I knew he was, he ended up outliving me. This guy up here won't. So I'm not going anywhere. Like I say, 2 years, 3 years. I think that realistically you're looking at 5 at the most. That man in that frame will not make it past 70. It's amazing he made it as far as he did. So why are you wasting your time because people aren't rational, right? That's why.